I cheated with my neighbor for 6 months, yet then her husband knocked on my door at 3 a.m. Throwaway account. Because my life is currently a burning dumpster fire and I don't need my wife or kids finding this. I never thought I'd be the guy writing one of these. I'm 37, married for 12 years to Rachel, 2 kids, 9 and 6, decent house in a quiet cul-de-sac outside Columbus. I sell industrial equipment. Rachel is a nurse. We're that couple everyone thinks has it together. We go to soccer games, host cookouts, and argue about whose turn it is to unload the dishwasher. Boring. Comfortable. Dead. It started the way these things always do. Slowly, then all at once. In April last year, new neighbors moved in across the street. Mark and Lena. Mark was 40-something, loud, always driving a lifted truck, worked some kind of sales job that kept him on the road 4 or 5 days a week. Lena was different. Early 30s, quiet, sharp humor. The kind of woman who could wear yoga pants and an old t-shirt and still turn heads without trying. She had this tired but beautiful thing going on, like she'd once had big dreams that got postponed. Rachel became friends with her first. They'd drink wine on our porch while I grilled. I didn't think much of it. Then one evening, Mark was gone again, and our power went out after a storm. Rachel took the kids to her mom's because they were scared of the dark. I told Lena she and their dog could wait at our place until the power company fixed it. That night, we sat on the back deck with a bottle of bourbon Mark had left behind. We talked for 4 hours. She told me she felt invisible. I told her I felt like a background character in my own life. Nothing physical happened, but something shifted. I started noticing when her car was in the driveway alone. The first time we crossed the line was 3 weeks later. Mark was in Dallas for a week. Rachel had a night shift. I needed to borrow Lena's hedge trimmer. 10 minutes after I stepped into her garage, we were kissing like teenagers who just discovered what sex was for. It was desperate, clumsy, and electric. We didn't even make it upstairs that first time. I told myself it would be once just to feel alive again. It became every chance we could get. Mornings before the kids woke up. Quickies in her laundry room while Mark was at the gym. Stolen afternoons when Rachel thought I was working late. We got reckless. We started texting on Signal. We had code words. I started hating Mark for existing and hating myself for how much I didn't care. Lena told me she was going to leave him. I told her I was thinking about leaving Rachel. We both knew we were lying, but the fantasy felt too good to kill. Then the crazy shit started. About 2 months in, I noticed Mark acting strange. He was home more. He started watching me. Not in an angry way, but almost amused. I brushed it off as paranoia. Lena said he was just stressed from work. One Saturday afternoon, Rachel and the kids were at a birthday party. Lena texted me the signal. Garage door is open. I lasted 8 minutes over there before we were in their guest bedroom. We were right in the middle of it when I heard the front door open downstairs. Mark's voice boomed up the stairs. "Babe, you home? I got back early." We froze. Lena's eyes went wide with genuine terror. I rolled off her pants around my ankles, heart trying to explode out of my chest. There was no way out. The guest bedroom window was painted shut and overlooked the street. Lena whispered, "Closet, now." I grabbed my clothes and crammed myself into their walk-in closet like a panicked raccoon. I could hear Mark coming up the stairs, humming some country song. Lena threw on a robe and met him in the hallway. I stood there in the dark, surrounded by Mark's dress shirts and hunting jackets, still half hard and sweating pure fear. I could hear them talking. Then, laughing. That's when things got weird. I heard Mark say clearly, "So, is he in the closet?" My stomach dropped into my balls. Lena laughed nervously. "What are you talking about?" "Come on, Lena. The guy from across the street, you think I'm stupid? His car's been here every time I'm gone for 2 months. Plus, he always looks like he's about to shit himself when I wave at him." Silence. Then Mark said something that made my brain short-circuit. "Look, I'm not mad, honestly. I've been banging that redhead from my Atlanta route for almost a year. I figured you'd find someone eventually. Just, maybe don't do it in our bed, yeah?" I heard Lena start laughing. Not nervous laughter. Real, relieved, slightly hysterical laughter. Mark kept going, casual as hell. "Tell the dude he can come out. I'm not gonna kill him. I just want to meet the man who's been railing my wife while I'm eating airport Chick-fil-A." I didn't move. I physically couldn't. My legs were jelly. Lena opened the closet door. There I was, shirtless, holding my shoes, looking like a raccoon caught in headlights. Mark looked me up and down, grinned, and stuck out his hand. "Mark, nice to finally meet you properly, neighbor." I shook his hand in a daze. My life no longer made sense. What followed was the most surreal conversation I've ever had. The three of us sat in their kitchen drinking beer while Mark casually explained that he and Lena had an understanding for the last year and a half. They just never talked about it openly until now. He said their marriage had been dead for years, but they stayed together for the house, the dog, and not wanting to deal with lawyers. I asked the only question that mattered. Does Rachel know? They both looked at me like I was the dumbest man alive. Mark laughed. Bro, you really think your wife is driving to book club every other Thursday night? My face must have said everything. Lena actually felt bad for me. She put her hand on my arm. John, she's been seeing someone since at least February. I thought you knew. I didn't. The next 2 weeks were chaos. I confronted Rachel. She didn't even try to deny it. Turns out she'd been sleeping with her supervisor at the hospital, the guy I'd met at 3 different Christmas parties. She said she was tired of feeling like a roommate who cooked and did laundry. She cried. I cried. The kids heard us fighting and thought we were getting divorced. Here's the craziest part. After the initial nuclear blow-up, something strange happened. Rachel and I actually started talking again. Real talking, not the polite "how was your day" bullshit we'd been doing for years. We admitted we'd both checked out. We admitted we'd both been cowards. Mark and Lena started coming over. Yeah, you read that right. The 4 of us started hanging out. It was awkward as hell at first, but weirdly honest. No more pretending. Mark even helped me fix my lawnmower while making jokes about borrowing sugar. Last month, Rachel and I told the kids we're separating, but we're going to try to do it without destroying each other. We're selling the house. She's moving closer to the hospital. I'm getting an apartment downtown. Lena and Mark are staying together for now, but they're redefining things, whatever that means. And me? I'm single for the first time since I was 24. I feel like I got hit by a truck, but also like I can finally breathe. I go to therapy. I've started running again. I deleted Signal. Sometimes I sit on my porch at night and look at the empty house across the street. Mark and Lena are still there, but everything feels different now. The wildest part? I don't regret the affair itself. I regret how I did it. I regret the lying. But that reckless, stupid connection with Lena woke me up. It forced every card onto the table. If you're in a dead marriage and thinking about stepping out, just don't. Burn it down honestly or fix it. The middle road almost destroyed 4 people. But if you're already in the ashes like me, there's life on the other side. It's messy, it's embarrassing. Your neighbors might know exactly how you sound when you come, but it's real. And for the first time in years, so am I.